Okay, so this video is about the most underrated American holiday. Now, for the first time since starting this channel, I'm going to do something that I've never actually done before, okay?
Fake news. It's fake.
Not gonna wear a shirt and tie. And that's kind of my thing. I like to dress good for you guys because I feel like if you're here, the least I could do is be as respectful as possible and look the part while I do it. It's time for me to take it off.
Please don't.
But trust me, there's a good reason behind it. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so somebody anonymously sent me this. I got Fat Electrician merch, and it gets better. I got my cowboy belt on. And someone sent me an America 250 cap.
This species of variformin's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't one of these things. What?
Look at me, not wearing a shirt. Look how much it matches the tattoo as well. I feel so good. And it's so weird to be doing a video not with a shirt and tie on. We're going to check out a video by the Fat Electrician, and it is the most underrated American holiday. Let's check it out.
All right, we're going to do a special video for the Marine Corps birthday. We're going to go over some of my favorite Marine quotes, some of my favorite Marine lore. It's going to be great. And for those of you that don't know, the Marine Corps birthday is the greatest American holiday that most people don't know about.
This is precisely why I chose this video. Before examining America's enormous 250th anniversary, we get to look at some of the most highly trained soldiers in the world at maximum volume. And if I'm not mistaken, the Marines celebrated their 250th anniversary in November last year. So it's a perfect way to kick it off.
And once you do know about it, it becomes the groundhog for the entire holiday season. As soon as all your Marine buddies start posting memes talking about Semper Fi and how drunk they're gonna get at the ball, you know that the rest of the holiday season is upon you. It's only a matter of time until you get to start reading newspaper articles about how somebody got trampled to death for a $1 toaster on Black Friday. And then we all come together on Thanksgiving to do something that Americans very seldom do, overeat. And then December starts, that wonderful, wonderful time of year where every single store in America plays Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, on a loop. And let me tell you, it will never ever get old or annoying or redundant or annoying.
So old and annoying.
I blame
and
Nick
redundant.
Cannon. Anyways, then
Wait,
we're going to have
Nick
Christmas, then we're going to have New Year's, and then we all get to get the date wrong every time we write it down for the next 3 months while we quietly reflect on how many years it's been since we graduated from high school. What I'm trying to tell you is you owe it to yourself to go drinking with the Marines on the Marine Corps birthday before this shit show of a holiday season starts.
I have a feeling that drinking with the Marines would be less of a social experience and more of like a military exercise. It just hasn't been disclosed with any of the other participants. But what I do find rather wonderful is that this is another tradition that you pass on from generation to generation, and it's not as if this is like some crazy military scary thing that, let's face it, the Marines are known for. This is like a celebrate who we are kind of thing. Well, that's the feeling I'm getting anyway.
Because if you've never been, drinking with the Marines is a phenomenal experience. Really, it's a two-step process. Step 1, show up. Step 2, proceed to do whatever the fuck you want. Because guess what? If anything goes down, you've got a horde of Marines. Who's gonna stop you? I'll tell you who's not gonna stop you, the cops, because when they show up, one of them is a Marine. And they're not about to arrest a Marine or a Marine's buddy on the Marine Corps birthday. At worst, he's gonna tell you to have a good rest of your night. At best, he's there to help you hide the body, because that's just how Marines get down. So if you've never been drinking with the Marines, please do it. And I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have any Marine friends? That's fine. Just go to the bar. They'll be there. How are you going to identify said Marines? You don't have to. Believe me, you're going to figure it out pretty quick. They'll tell you. I love them, but they are the CrossFit of the military branches. They are not about to let you think that they served in any other branch but the United States Marine Corps.
That's not boasting. That's like institutional branding with a pulse. There's something quite admirable about being part of an institution so strongly that it becomes part of your identity for the rest of your life. That's real brotherhood.
Now, why is the Marine Corps birthday such a big deal?
I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, it's because the Marines are kind of a big deal. I don't know where to start with this, so we're just going to start from the beginning. November 10th, 1775. Yeah, that's before 1776. The Marine Corps is older than the United States of America. They were founded in Tun Tavern, a bar. The Marine Corps was founded in a bar. You
What?
can't make that up. Just setting a tone right out of the gate.
Britain likes to establish institutions in places with like oak paneled committee rooms. America created an elite fighting force in a pub.
Speaking of setting a tone, pretty much every time the Marine Corps gets let off its leash, they come back with some new terrifying nickname that the enemy gave them. And that proud tradition started in World War I at the Battle of Belleau Wood. If you don't know, super short, oversimplified version of history, the Germans were marching through France towards Paris. The Marine Corps shows up and is like, nah. They're able to push back the Germans once with the help of the army and the French, and then the French begged the Marines to retreat back to a more fortified position with them, to which the Marine Corps leadership responds, and I quote, retreat.
To a Marine, apparently arriving constitutes as a binding commitment. It sounds like bravado, but the serious principle behind it, once they have arrived, responsibility has begun.
We just got here. They then proceed to don their gas mask and fix their bayonets as they go into one of the bloodiest battles America has ever fought. And the Marines do it so aggressively that the Germans begin to call them the Devil Dogs, a moniker that no one that has ever fought them since has disagreed with.
Imagine fighting so furiously that your enemy accidentally completes your branding campaign. The precise origin might live partly in legend, but the fact that the name still fits more than a century later tells you all the story you need to know.
Then we fast forward to World War II. World War II, everybody talks about Iwo Jima, and they should. Very poetic, very heroic, very romantic when they raise the flag. But my personal favorite Marine story from World War II is the Battle of Tarawa. If you don't know, Tarawa Atoll is the most fortified island the Marines have ever landed on. The Japanese admiral in charge of defending Tarawa is quoted as saying, 1 million men couldn't take Tarawa in 100 years. To which the Marine Corps said, hold my beer, as 4,000 Marines proceeded to take it in 3 days. Yeah.
The phrase "they took it in 3 days" sounds extremely badass. You also have to understand what those 3 days cost. More than 1,000 Marines were killed and over 2,000 wounded. Turns it from an astonishing military achievement to almost an unthinkable sacrifice. So 3 days for the men fighting there must have felt like an eternity. So yes, we have to admire the fact that they achieved the unthinkable in just 3 days. But I think it's also important to remember the sacrifice that was made within those 3 days. It wasn't just a simple, easy walkover. It was time, dedication, training, and a lot of sacrifice by brave men.
Only one Japanese officer actually survived that battle, and in his journal, he described it as this. We could see the American landing crafts coming towards us like dozens of spiders on the surface of the water, when one of my men exclaimed, the gods of death have come. I'm trying to paint the picture that they built quite the reputation for themselves. A reputation so intimidating that during the Gulf War, Desert Storm, whatever you prefer to call it, the Iraq military was scared of the Marines because they actually believed that to become an American Marine, you had to murder a member of your family at basic training.
I believe there's a point where your reputation becomes a weapon in itself, almost like the ultimate deterrent, and they certainly achieved that.
Now that obviously is not true by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it speaks volumes that an entire military actually believed it. The Marine Corps merely existing is a form of psychological warfare. And that's just when they're merely existing. They're way scarier when they're actually doing their job. Like for everybody, including their own chain of command. For example, during the Battle of Fallujah, the Marines got so many headshots that the United States military had to launch an internal investigation because they were concerned that the Marines may have been executing people at point blank. They weren't. They were just out there giving long-range lobotomies at a rate that the American government didn't know was possible, which adds even more to the psychological warfare aspect. I mean, how would you feel if you had to go up against a military force that you knew was under investigation for getting too many headshots?
Under investigation for getting too many headshots. So you're banned from Call of Duty is what you're saying. But the serious point of this is the precision in some of the most chaotic conditions imaginable. Urban combat removes distance and almost certainly removes any margin of error. Being effective in that environment, it's not simply aggression. It requires training and discipline and the ability to function under extreme pressure.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say not great. And that is truly intimidation at its finest, because everybody knows the most advanced militaries in the world offer their men body armor. Ain't nobody giving their guys face armor. The Marines subtly saying, I don't care how big your military budget is, you can still get it. I think Eleanor Roosevelt said it best when she said, and I quote, the Marines I have seen around the world have the cleanest bodies and the filthiest minds, the highest morale and the lowest morals of any group of animals I have ever seen. Thank God for the United States Marine Corps. End quote.
That might be the finest compliment ever disguised as a disciplinary report.
And while I wasn't there, I'm willing to bet of the Marines that heard it, at least one of them leaned over to his buddy and said, I'd hit that.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, he has immediately provided supporting evidence for the second half of the quotation.
In conclusion, the point I'm trying to make to you is Marines make great friends and horrible enemies, and I would strongly recommend helping them celebrate their birthday. So yeah, go check out my website, buy some merch, quack bang out. I'm gonna go drink with the Marines.
Go get his
Okay, bye.
match. Hey man, that was short and sweet. The most underrated holiday in America. That was probably the clearest summary of the Marine Corps. Fierce loyalty directed inwards, and a formidable force directed outwards. The birthday is not merely about celebrating victories, it's about belonging to a continuous tradition. Remembering those who came before you, honoring those who's serving now, and passing on that identity to the next generation. Absolutely beautiful thing to see. So thank you so much to whoever it is that sent me this and this. I'm gonna go to the shop in this now, and I'm gonna look cool. Plus, it like totally still matches my tattoo, right? Like that. Yo, that's badass. I look forward to celebrating your 250th with you. Please do keep sending me recommendations so I know where to look. It's been an absolute pleasure. I genuinely can't believe how close we are to 100,000 in like 3 months. Like it's like I cannot describe, right, how life-changing that is for me. Like really, like I could do this for a job one day. Like I'm so close to being able to do this for a job. That if that's not like a dream come true, then I don't know what is. So from my family and I, thank you, each and every single person. If you've viewed it, if you've watched it, if you've put a like on it or a comment, like I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so much. Hey, and for this video, all credit goes to the Fat Electrician, the man himself. Like, hey, it's his hard work we're reacting to on this one. Please, if you're not already, make sure you go following that guy. You will not be disappointed. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love and God bless. Thank you.